Landon. How's Landon doing? Good. You having fun?
Yeah.
Well, what are we doing today?
We're fixing the tractor.
Alright, well I think the tractor's working pretty good now. We got Uncle Mike on there. See what he's doing. Mike! Mike! So yeah, nothing crazy, but just a little bit of road repair. Something that might be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yep. Alright, so we're getting over here where he's turning. Show you how we get this blade in place. I'll flip your blade. One pin. So when he says one pin, we're going to pull that. That hole lines up with another hole. There's center. There's one. Now his blades turn. And he's going to go again. Throws the windrow over to the other side. Alright. I'm going to hop back on here. So this is just kind of what we're doing today. It doesn't look too terrible, but this rain kind of made all of our roads run like a river. And we're just trying to straighten out some of the bumps. And with that little tractor, it makes sense to do it after it gets rained on, because then it gets wet, it gets soft, it doesn't create a bunch of dust, and it packs back in. So every time it rains, we take this as an opportunity to go around and hit the roads. This is where we're going to be going next. This is over here by my place. We're not even going to try to go down that direction because that's all silt. There's no gravel in it. This road fared pretty well. Right here in the wash, we got some stuff we can straighten out. Got a little bit of washboard up here where people hit their brakes. This one we're probably just going to smooth it over, roll the rocks over, get them in some of the pits, but we're not going to go too crazy. Still got some standing water, like right here. Can't really do a whole lot with that. You try to cover it over, you just turn it into mud. So but if we wait for it to dry up, the rest of the road will be too dry. So we got to do what we can when we get the rain. Try to work with the weather instead of against it. Come up here, hit the pavement, head over to Mike's. Make sure I don't get hit by a car. Nobody coming. And Mike's just down here working on his road. Let's see how far along he got. So, you know, wartime tractor, it's kind of old, but you know what? They just work. They still make parts for those things everywhere. For as old as they are, you can go to any tractor supply and grab what you need for it off the shelf. That's what's kind of cool about them, is as old as they are, they're still very common. There's nothing to them, nothing can break. They don't have all the functions a newer tractor would have, but for us, we've done all of our landscaping when we got moved in out here, and you use the big tractor for that. Once you get that all done, you get yourself a 9N, You leave it in the backyard, it can stay parked for months. The damn thing will still start. So that's the beauty of it. You just want something simple. You don't need all the frills. You don't need everything like that. If you know how to run a tractor, 9N's the way to go. So we're here at Mike's now. Looks like he's about halfway down the road. It looks like he's going to need a little more weight on the blade, so I might jump my fat ass on top of it. But he's coming to the end down there. He's going to flip his blade and work his way back the other way. Let's see how he's faring. Looking pretty good, but he's getting into the hard stuff. It's the stuff that's hard to cut with that little tractor. So you get a fat guy like me and you stand on the blade, and my weight pushes the blade into the earth a little bit. These things do not have down pressure on their hydraulics, so this was a step up from a team of mules back then. So it may not have all the frills of a regular tractor, but it definitely does the job. He's got his blade flipped around. I'm going to hand him a water bottle. Didn't have enough weight. Fortunately, I'm fat. So I'm just going to ride along on this blade, pushing it down, so we can cut into some of that hard stuff that's being a little stingy. Well, looks like you got this side done. We're heading over to the roads over by my place. Didn't come out too bad. A lot smoother than it was. Kicked up a rock or two, but we can fling those off the road later. This corner is where it was really bad. That's a lot nicer. We're going to stay out of that mud. We're going to go up here. See if we can't catch up to Mike. So I don't know how well you can hear me, but a little bit about the tractor. It's a 42 2N. That means it was, the way the identifiers work on these is a 39 was a 9N, so 39 to 42, or 41 was a 9N. 1942 to 1947 was a 2N. 1948, so the Jubilee year, was 8N. A lot of people have that question. They think that the lower the number, the less the model, but it's actually just off of the year. It's got about a whole 28 horsepower. Doesn't seem like a lot, but after going through a whole bunch of gear reduction, this transmission that we're in, it puts a lot to the ground. So you don't need a lot of horsepower to do a lot of work. We're just running a swing blade on it right now. We're doing the road. We just got a good rain. So with that good rain comes soft dirt and no dust. So we're taking advantage of it. I just got done doing my road. We're heading across the Sierra Negro farm here.
over to my brother's place, and he's got his roads he's got to do. Tractor's running good. Holding nice oil pressure. Can't really see it, but we're just shy of 40. Amp meter's reading about 9. This thing just never overheats. Real good tractor, real fresh engine. Got a brand new clutch in it. We're gonna put it to work over here next.
Do you want to drive it? Do you want to take a ride first?
I'm good.
I'll turn your blade around.
Now we're over here on Knowles Road. Same thing. He's got a little bit more of a drainage and some washes in his, but we got to flatten it out while the dirt's still good for moving. There's not a lot of dust and it's a good cut. Drainage work.
Yeah.
That wash didn't run too bad. Got a couple little grooves in it, but this ought to smooth it out. Perfect. Alright, so we just wrapped it up. Tractor's back under the awning. Ground's still pretty soft. It's going to firm up perfect though for us.
That was a hellacious rain though. Holy crap.
Yeah, that's why we had to take advantage of it. We usually don't get this much moisture.
So, did your road run over there? Because this is running like a river.
Yeah, it was the same thing. We got some standing water. Quite a bit of it. But yeah, what's nice is this, still a little too wet to blade on certain spots, but yours dried up pretty evenly.
Yeah, no, it was pretty good. Like I said, it seemed it was running like a river yesterday, but when we cut those ditches in the side of it, it made all of it run off to one side. That was pretty nice. So now, usually you couldn't blade it the day after. It would turn into a lake. Like even down here in the wash, it kind of ran the way it was supposed to. That whole ditch right there on the side, it kept all the water off to one side of it.
Yeah, this one turned out good. Soft enough to carve out all the washboard. That was the biggest thing, at least on my road.
Yeah.
This one you were just able to plane out the gravel, and it got a lot. You can see where it got into the caliche, those blonde spots.
it just gets so damn hard. Like, and then when it's dry and it's hard like that, you can't cut it with that blade. That blade weighs like, just a few 100 pounds. It's not enough to really cut it, but this ground gets a little bit of rain, you get it soft, you can just chop the tops off of those washboards, and you just smooth it out in the ends. I know, just a nice touch. The gravel at the end here always gets screwed up by inner city transplants come out here and do burnouts in big open areas. So side by sides, it's always the side by sides. It's always the side by sides. So we'll go ahead and start from the beginning, and we'll run down the roads that we did here, and we'll go and run down the roads that we did over by Mike's. But yeah, after every rain, if you get an opportunity, that's when you cut your road. Keeps the dust down, keeps it packed, doesn't turn into a dust pit. We've got a little gravel that we put on here. So this one actually turned out pretty good. As long as nobody drives through these soft spots. Well, usually we're blading after a rain because we're having to reshape because of the way it moves the dirt. This one, it didn't, like you said, it stayed in the drainages, so you didn't have to reshape it. You just kind of took advantage of the soft topsoil to make it nice again. Yeah. And that's all mine needed. Mine had just been neglected for a year because just for whatever reason I hadn't decided to maintain it like I usually do. And I had to carve out washboard. But the shape was still there, and we had a couple of gopher holes. Yeah. How long is your road? It's like this one. It's probably about a mile. It's a lot wider than this one is, though. That's the next thing we're going to have to do. We're going to have to chop all these trees and everything. That'll probably be later in the evening when we don't have as much heat. It's not even hot today, it's just humid. Yeah. The gravel spread out nice out here. Yeah, right here in front of the houses. We always put it heavy to keep the dust off the house. And we still got your L road over here. Yeah, we got one road we missed, but we got too late in the day to do it. That's a lot better. The sunlight we've had today is already drying out most of them. Yeah, these soft spots are the only ones I'm worried about. Hopefully people are smart enough not to hit them. Oh, did you swirl this too? Yep, right here at the end. So we're going to go down this road, head back to the pavement, go back over to Mike's place, which is about an 1/8 mile away. But yeah, that tractor, tell us about that tractor. Yeah, I don't know if anybody could hear me on it before, but yeah, it's a 42 2N, a whopping 28 horsepower. Everybody likes to say, oh, we can get bigger, stronger tractors. Like, yeah, but it's not as fast as some of these newer Kubotas and the New Hollands, but it's a lot faster than a rake and a shovel. Yeah. But that 28 horsepower transfers to a whole bunch of ground contact horsepower and torque through all those gear reductions, and that's what people don't understand about in the tractor world. It's not about the horsepower, it's what you can put to the wheels. That 28 translates to a whole bunch more after it gets to the gearboxes and everything. So it works just as fast as I need it to. And it made short work of 2 sections of mile road. We did about 2.5 miles of road today, and I don't know, about 45 minutes each. Yeah. Hour and a half, we were done. Well, that's the thing. That's what I was saying earlier. Is like, these people don't understand. Is like when you move out to a piece of property, it's like, yeah, you get the big 580 case out there. You tear up all the big stuff. You get everything pretty much well flat. But once you've done all your big work, all you need is a 2N, 9N, 8N, one of those little Ford-N tractors. To maintain, you can do it. Yeah. Yeah, a little one. Your initial cuts, your pioneering, stuff like that. You get rid of the points, you put an electronic ignition on it. Speaking of homes for sale, I wonder what that sign's for. Oh, yeah, I don't know. But that came up, that wasn't here when I was blading. Oh. I don't know. I don't know which one that is. So now we're on the road that we did. Obviously, this is all too wet. We didn't cut on the top side here. But it's all gravel underneath. None of this really needs blading. The ground's too hard for us to break it up with that little tractor, so there's not much we can do to flatten all this top side. But starting right after this puddle on the right here is where we picked up the blading, and we did what we needed to do. We just kind of carved the top side, moved the gravel over, and got rid of the washboard. So, well, this is 100 times better. Yeah, this is a lot nicer. I mean, I'm not even. You can see where you cut the tops off. Yeah, the washboard. And it probably needed another cut.
but just for the sake of getting done quick, this is already, it's not jiggling the trucks around, so that's pretty much it.